Where do you live? Please describe your home. What does it look like? Give a description with a lot of detail. Keywords.
Live.
Live.
Home.
Home.
Like.
Like. A lot. These are the keywords. The words you will look up is of course live and home. 두 개를 찾아봐야 되겠지. 단어 찾을 때는. So what does live mean? Live란 I guess Amber can look up live and Jada can look up home. 패턴에 맞춰서 찾아서 live is don't look up noun, look up a verb. 동사로 찾아야 되고 Jada 같은 경우에는 home as a noun, 명사만. 부사적 용법 막 이런 거가 다 찾으면 너무 많고 문장 안에서 쓰인 대로만. Found it? Okay. Well, I need Amber first. You need another one. Amber, 저기 뭐지? Jada, home 저거 갖고 안 될 것 같은데? Is there another one? 하나 더 있을 것 같은데?
네, 있어요.
Of course. Yes. Yes. The third one is what I'm looking for. Amber, live. So have a life, have a, come on. 일본은 필요 없던 거잖아. 찾으라니까 맞춰서. Have a life, remain alive, have a ripe old age, continuing existence, operations, memory, etc. list. Okay, let me ask you, Amber, out of the 4 things you posted, which one meets the same context? 문맥상 질문에 맞는 건 1, 2, 3, 4번 중에 몇 번이야? Emperor. Taking too long. Jada, 1, 2, 3 중에 몇 번이야? 3 and 4. 3번, 4번만 live에 해당하지. 1, no, it's not that. 그러니까 문맥에 맞는 번호를 찾아야 된다니까. You should be able to do this. 엠버 수준이면 되는데. Continue to have a life, remain alive, it's not that. Where do you live? 어디서 사냐라는 거에는 1, 2번 뜻이 아니지. Number 3 and 4. So 3, continuing existence, operation, memory. Number 3 is included because existence. So in order for you to exist, you gotta have. So what do you do? And then when you connect home and live, existence, basically eat, sleep. Yeah, existence. Talk about existence. You eat, you sleep. What else? Take a shower, rest, talk. Come on, come on. No, that's a secondary. Existence. So you have to eat, you have to sleep, you have to take a shower, you have to rest, more like a relax. What is existence? So to eat, you have to cook, sleep, relax, so basically clean. These other things has an existence. Then operations. For operation, so what do you do? I think that's kind of included. Relax, take a shower, clean. That is part of that. Then memory. Anything. So memory is past experience. So in order for you to have this existence, you have to have the things you need. Have what you need to eat, to cook, to sleep, relax, to clean. So basically, it comes to decorate furniture, the fixture, could be designs. Any of this can be part of existence at home, existence in your house. Now, maintain or support one's existence, all of that. So 3 and 4 are kind of going together. To provide oneself. So it has to provide a place where you can eat, where you can relax, where you can sleep, where you can change up. So basically keep the things that make you. Home was, third one is what I was looking for. So yeah, I can say, oops. The family. What is this? Live with the family. Place you feel happy and comfortable. These are the basic elements. So where do you live? You have to talk about all of these things. Questions? Questions. Where do you live? So basically dwelling. What's the name of the place? What's the name of the town? What is it like? So basically you get to talk about neighborhood. Who do you live with? This is a family, right? Who do you live with? What do you do when you're home? What are the activities you enjoy doing at home? You are not familiar with OP questions. 네, 여기서 나온 뒤에 질문들이 OPIC 질문들이거든. So on actual OPIC, it's going to ask you these questions. So vacation at home, 집에서 보내는 휴가 이런 것도 있고, talk about your typical weekend, 전형적인 주말을 설명해봐라 이런 것들 주제가 나오는데, to me it's the same topic. 그러니까 하나의 주제에 대답을 할 줄 알게 되면, you just focus, your focus has to be, your just focus moves. 이 얘기를 다 갖고 있고 여기에 중점적으로 얘기를 하는 데가 생기는 것일 뿐이거든. And talk about your memorable experiences at home. 집에서 있었던 어떤 추억에 대해서 얘기해봐라라는 질문도 나올 수가 있겠고. So go back to the original question: where do you live? Let's describe your home. So when you describe your home, what do you have? Remember we talked about existence. So what do you have at home? Do you have books? Do you have music? If you like cooking, do you have any culinary tools or equipment? It depends on what it is that you do at home. If you enjoy bath products, if way to relax, depends on how you relax at home. Do you take a shower? Do you get massage? Then you may have a little massage machines at home, like a foot massage, shoulder massage. However, if you like to sleep at home, then your blanket, the bed is important. If your home is where your family is your space together, then maybe you have a lot of pictures of the people that you care about. So when you walk into someone's house, you look at the photos on the walls or around the house, you know who's there. And you also know who the important people are. So if they're religious people, you will see a cross. If there's Catholic, there's Mother Mary. If they're Buddhist, then there is something, so some indications about the person's religions, kind of books they like to read, kind of music they like to listen to, and you see you walk in and you see expensive sound equipment, and you understand the person's into listening to music. You walk in, there's a big TV and the projector is there and the home stereo is there, sound system is there, then you know the person is into watching movies. So there's something about the person as you walk into a place. So simply the students stay like a dormitory. You see nothing but simple bed and just books, because weekends they go home, so they don't have anything in the dormitory. And usually the dormitory is not really your room. You don't really decorate. It's not your furniture. So whatever the furniture is there, it's yours. So naturally you don't get the desire of decorating it. So maybe your favorite pencils. So you see someone having a lot of different types of pencils. The person is into writing. So describe your home. And what is it like? Description of a lot of detail. So with all these things in your mind, let's organize. It wants to know where do you live, and describe your home. So I live in location, and then you have to describe it is a residential or it's a commercial area. So basically, if you live in a residential area, you'll see schools, post offices. If it's a commercial area, you'll see a lot of restaurants and coffee shops, businesses, buildings. So you have to describe briefly what it is like. And then in the Jada, you found like apartment house and all that is a home. So I live in an apartment complex. Then the next thing you do is break down the nouns used in a sentence. I live in a complex. You have to break down the complex. There are 10 buildings in our complex. I'll break down the buildings. Each building is 15 stories tall, and each floor has 6 units. I live on, now you break it down to where you are. So I live on the 5th floor. My apartment, 5th floor, it's on the right. It's the last unit on the right. Something like that. So you have to give the exact location. It is a 2-bedroom apartment with a kitchen. Remember from the textbook? 교과서 기억났지? 상호스 하우스인가? 상호스 하우스 그래가지고 그 뭐 키친, 리빙룸 그런 거 나오고 이제 본문에서 뭐 그 sister is listening to music in her own room 뭐 이런 거, baby is sleeping in the living room 이런 거 나오죠. Mother is cooking in the kitchen, father is reading newspapers in the something living, is it not living room? What is it? 나는 언니는 뭐지 시스터는 방에서 음악 듣고 있고 애기는 방에서 자고 있고 아버지는 신문 읽고 엄마는 요리하고 그런 거. 마이 창호사 하우스인가? 그래갖고 마이 룸 나오지 거. So all those things with the kitchen, living room. Living room. A bathroom. Now, the modern housing, the dining room has a kitchen in it. The kitchen is where you cook and dining room is where you eat. So in old housing, if you remember, there's a kitchen and then there's a dining room. And usually we don't have a dining room. If we had kitchen and then the mother would bring the table to the master bedroom or the living room. So we either didn't have a living room, dining room, or in the modern housing, the dining room has a kitchen in it. So with the kitchen and dining room, that's really a big house. Like you see them in the movies, people sitting around a table, but you don't see people cooking in the back. The kitchen is around the corner. So they have to like bring the food out of the kitchen and then serve it to the people sitting in the dining room. So I would say dining room with a kitchen rather than a kitchen, a dining room. I would say dining room with a kitchen. So describe that. And what is it like? It is, now you have to describe a feeling. It is not a big apartment, but it is in a quiet neighborhood. We have mountains in the back. Or you can say we have a city view from the living room window. So something about what your house looks like. So from living room window. So you can say there's mountains in the back, or you can say there's city view from the living room window, or you can say there's no view. I can see the rooftops. The apartment complex is built in the mouth of the mountains, so all I see is the rooftops of a whole bunch of other apartment complexes. So I rarely open windows. Then next thing has to lead to like why you're saying it. So whatever the information that you provide has to open up the next sentence. So you have no view. So I rarely open up windows, or because I can see the next door or next building. I always keep my curtains closed. You can say it has a great night view, so in the evening I like to sit by the window, have a glass of wine, listening to jazz, yada 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 yada. Or there's a mountain view in the back, so in the Sunday morning when the weather's nice or when it's raining, I love to open my windows because sometimes when it's raining, the fog comes down, or when it's sunny, the trees are green. I love the view from my bedroom window, something like that. So something about the house. But and then you can talk about interior. It has a very small living room, and the living room is where I watch TV. So our living room just has a little couch, small couch, and a TV and a DVD player. I spend more of my time in the master bedroom, which is much bigger, and that's where I have my bookcases and my computer desk. So I spend more of my time in the bedroom than in the living room, or it could be the other way around. I have two small bedrooms, and that's where I sleep. So my bedrooms are quite simple, just my bed and then my bureau where I put makeup on, and the other room has a closet, so that's where that's where I keep all my clothes with the personal items, and it has quite big living room, so that's where I have a bookshelf, yada yada yada. So you can talk about the layout, which one has a bigger space and where you have your stuff. And then naturally, then the next step is because you describe the furniture or the layout of the building, you will be talking about the activities you're doing in this particular space. Now, if it's happy, remember the home has to be happy, makes you feel happy, and what's another one? Comfortable. See, because it's existence. When you connect existence, we talked about eat, sleep, and relax and all that. So you will naturally talk about comfortable. Again, because of Korean mentality that we talked about before the class began, people often talk about what they don't like about the house. I wish my bedroom is bigger. I wish my living room is bigger. This kitchen is very small, so I barely cook in the house. None of that talk about what makes you happy and what makes you comfortable. It's small, but at home, and I enjoy doing this and doing that. Recently, I learned to make cookies. I'm taking some classes on Sundays, so I bought a small oven where I can bake cookies. So something to do with activities you do at home. So it makes you feel like home. Again, like I said in the beginning of the class, you can talk about bathroom, you can talk about living room, you can talk about balcony if you have any, or the views from the windows, all those little things that you probably looked at when you chose that apartment. You don't go in and then just sign up a lease because whatever. It has to have a reason. To some people, the bedroom is more important. To some people, the quiet neighborhood is more important. So for me, security is very important. I take a look at who lives in the neighborhood. I don't like a neighborhood where people have a lot of pets or young children because it's noisy. And because I work a lot on the weekends, I like to have a little privacy instead of having all the neighbors come out and get rowdy. So I stay away from expensive apartment complexes where they have pools. So yeah, what do they do on Sundays? Everybody jumps in the pool, yell and scream. I don't like apartment complex that has a barbecue facility. I stay away from any of that. Looks good, nice, yeah. The jogging, yeah, looks good. The basketball court, expensive apartments. So pool, and has a baseball court and has a playground, all of that. No, 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 no. Theater nearby, shopping mall nearby, it's okay. I'm gonna stay from all of that. So I'd rather be a little bit remote from the complex, but still in a close distance. If I feel like it, I can go. So I don't care if apartment is new and nice and all the furniture is new. None of that. When I'm looking for the apartment, pretty much I look at the location. Is it safe? How quiet is the neighborhood? How close is it to the things I like? I don't care much about shopping mall, but theater is important to me. Are there any good restaurants nearby I can swing by and grab some things, like a convenience store, 7-Eleven, so if I get thirsty in the middle of the night, I can go grab packs of soda or something like that. Or I would stay away from bars, the liquor stores, where supposedly a lot of younger guys hanging out, smoking, drinking, and noisy and all that. So these are the things I look at. So neighborhood is more important to me than the apartment itself. So, and the parking. Does it have a parking? I'd rather pay a little more parking and park inside the building than park somewhere else and walk. The house that I'm looking at has to have either the parking facility within the complex or within the building or very nearby so I don't have to walk too far. But people don't drive. Public transportation is going to be important. How far is it from the train station, subway station, bus station? And then if you have to walk from the bus stop back home, is it safe? Like the streets bright lit, you know, a lot of people walking by, so you don't mind, like you're coming home late, you don't feel scared or threatened. Things like that. So I will stay away from the mountains. I don't like those apartment complexes. If you're a housewife and you know that you're going to be home by 9 o'clock or before 8 o'clock, then yeah, you probably don't mind having the mountains in the back. So, I don't like mountains in the back. Just I don't know, just not my thing. I don't like to surround myself in the nature. I will never buy a house by the beach. That's stupid. That's stupid. California, the houses by the beach expensive. Why would you do that? You know that California has an earthquake. And when there's an earthquake, the ocean is the first thing to attack you. So why would you want to live nearby the water? And if it's a famous beach, people come there every weekend. So you're always surrounded by tourists every weekend. The weekend is your relaxing time. And the traffic's going to be horrible, so you cannot go anywhere. So why would you want to live in Santa Monica? To me, that's ridiculous. Things like that. But because Jeff and I have no children, we like to go to a quiet, nice restaurant, listen to a little bit of jazz, and enjoy a nice dinner. So I wouldn't mind living in downtown because I don't go out by myself. If I go out, I'll go out with Jeff. So I'd rather live in a place where we can go places. That's why I like Hannam-dong when I lived in Korea, because Itaewon was close by, Gangnam's close by, and then I worked in Chungno, so it was close commute. So Hannam-dong was a perfect location. But if you have children, of course, places like Gyepo-dong, whatever, the Hapon district will be Daechi-dong, right? Places like that will work. So again, these are the things you look for, and this is provide your home where you feel happy and where you feel comfortable. And all these things you can talk about. I talked about it for 20 minutes, and you can say any of this for 90 seconds. Yeah. And again, getting the keywords right. So other than the two words that we looked up, the other keywords that I said were keywords were like. And like is a similar. So what did you describe? Did I describe enough? Yes, I did. And like is a similar. So what examples did I use? I used examples of what you have seen on TV or what you have seen in the magazines and what you have seen in nearby or hear about. So like is anything similar. So describing, naturally, you have to use the examples of your experiences. And did I talk about a lot? Yes. So naturally, if you take like and a lot, you will describe and you will talk in detail. So instead of choosing describe and detail as a keywords and looking it up on a dictionary, taking up your time, if you know what words are the keywords, your homework time can be much more saved. Any questions? Then you talk, transcribe, and you have to do the sentence structure. To practice your sentence structure. Questions? Did I talk too fast? I don't know. I have to be careful when I get. But you two won't have any problems.
그러니까 이런 질문을 할 때 보통 하나에 꽂히잖아요. 그러니까 뭐 그 장소를 설명할 수도 있고 그거에서 느끼는 feeling을, 그러니까 보통 이게 하나에 이 많은 것 중에서 하나에를 좀 포커스를 하게 되는 것 같아요.
Yes, but you have to do all of it Because the question did ask you to talk about all of it, so you will be talking all about it, but depends on where you live. Your focus, you can focus on one bit more than others, but you have to talk about everything, yes. And your question is? 그래서 그때의 질문은 무엇인가? 하나만 해도 되냐고?
그 중심을 먼저 잡고 거기서 나가야 되는 게 맞는지 아니면 다 얘기를 하면서 포커스하고 싶은 걸 더 얘기해야 되는지.
You didn't hear me. You didn't hear me. I said depends on the location. Depends on the location. It depends on why you chose that place. 뒤에서 막 얘기했던 거 있잖아. 나한테 뭐가 중요하냐? Why is it home to me? Why does it make me happy? Why do I find comfort in it? 그게 왜 나한테 좋은 건지, 나는 왜 그런 게 좋은지, 그게 나한테 편안한 건지, 그게 어떻게 편안한 건지가 내가 그 집을 고른 이유가 됐잖아. Then that's my focus. 당연히 거기에 맞춰서 얘기를 하겠지. So focus is the keyword. 키워드가 focus이지. The keyword is happiness, happy and comfortable. So what makes you happy? What makes you comfortable? 내가 집을 데코레이션 하는 이유, 그런 가구를 가지고 있는 이유, 거기서 그런 시간을 보내는 이유, 그 집을 고른 이유, everything that I talked about came from those two words. home이라는 단어 키워드에서 찾은 happy하고 comfortable 갖고 내가 branch out 한 거거든. 그러니까 focus is on a keyword. But individually it's different. 그럼 당연히 느낌도 바뀌겠지. What do you find, what makes you happy at home? What of home makes you happy? 제이다 대답해봐. 해피하다고 느끼게 하는 집의 요소.
영어로요?
Either way. Either way is fine. Just don't speak Chinese or French. Don't speak Korean.
So, family. I can spend time with my family.
너무 크지?
그죠?
Home. So what do you do? What do you do with your family or for your family? 다시 들어오지? 아까 얘기했던 거 cooking, watching TV.
Dinner time is very happy.
Not time. Home.
Home.
The time is what you do. 그거는 대화일 수도 있고, 그치?
네.
그리고 그 시간에 참여하는 거는 남편과 제이다의 일정과도 상관이 있잖아. That's work. It's not home. 그럼 핀트 빗나간 거거든. It's a home. So instead of saying dinner time, you have to say dinner. Then you cook. Do you cook? Do you like cooking?
No. My husband likes cooking.
Okay. Now, does your husband cooking for the family make you happy?
Yes.
When you choose a home, would you particularly take a look at how modern or how the kitchen looks or how the kitchen is built so your husband cook better? Do you care if it has a dishwasher or stovetop or oven?
No.
Or kitchen counter? Your husband can cook any kitchen, right? He can cook in any kitchen, right? Doesn't have to be in a particular kitchen, right?
No.
Okay. So, no, that's out of the question. 그건 상관없어. Has to be something to do with the house that gives you the feeling of a home. Where do you live? 장소잖아. So you have to talk about house. But the house has to give you the feeling of a home. 그 house에 무엇인가가 나한테 home이라는 느낌을 주는 거거든. What makes you happy? But it's something that your husband does. That's your husband makes you happy, not home, not house. 그치? 남편이 뭔가 해줘서 나한테 home이라는 느낌을 주는 건 남편이 준 거지 집이 준 게 아니거든. 그래서 그거는 대답이 될 수가 없어. Well, you can, but it's still, a bit out of focus.
So then
High ceiling, big windows, something. Um, Big living room, the things that I talked about. Um, Bathtub, or I love shower with the glass windows. I just love it because I don't like shower curtain. The shower curtain gets dirty, and you know you don't want to buy a cheap one, and then I spend $50 on shower curtain, and probably in 3 months the colors change, and then you get the soap stain, water stain. You gotta throw it out, and you feel bad. And then pretty much the shower, the curtain rings, and the bar. That's what's expensive, not the curtain itself. Then it's difficult to find the same item. You end up buying the whole set, and then you're throwing out the things that you still could use. It's the curtain that's got dirty, not the rings or the binder or not the what do you call it, the bar. So I love the shower with a glass door, because the door you can always clean it using a Windex or however you can just wipe it off. Things like that. See, that makes me happy. There's something I feel comfortable, and I can save money. I'd rather spend time cleaning and like to keep my house clean rather than looking at the dirty shower curtain and keep thinking, I gotta buy a new one. It's gonna cost me $50. What do I buy? And I have to spend time. Yada 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 yada. So the glass doors are better than shower curtains. Anything? How did you choose your house?
My husband,
뭘 보고?
my husband chose it.
Okay, why did you choose that one? 남편은 그 집을 왜 골랐는데? You didn't see it? You didn't agree to it? 어떤 집 골랐는지 보지도 않았어? 관심도 없었어? 물어보지도 않든?
뭐 그냥 바닷가 근처고
Price?
싸고, 네, price.
There you go. 바닷가 근처고 싸고.
네,
Yeah, those are the things. Those are things you can talk about. How close is it? It's in Jeju. Where do you live? In Jeju. The Jeju is an island. 아까 얘기했던 거. Jeju is an island. And my husband, I'm from Jeju, but I have been going to school and living in Seoul for the last 20 years. But my family is still in Jeju. And my husband had a job, and he's been living out here for the past 2 years. And he will come to Seoul to meet us, me and 2 kids. But during the week when he's working, he will stay here. But then because we visit, instead of getting a small place, he had a big enough space. So when I visit with my kids, this place is not too small for us. And because my kids are young, living in a big city didn't make a whole lot of sense. So it was a somewhere closer to the beach. It takes about 20 minutes by walk, by car. So when we visit him on the weekends, we have easy access to the beach. And because we had to maintain 2 households, though both of us work, try to save up some money. We didn't want to spend too much money on 2 houses. So it was not it's not a great house, but it was affordable within our budget. 이런 얘기가 다 들어오는 거지. So comfortable. Financially comfortable, not only physically comfortable, makes you feel comfortable. So if you have to worry about making a monthly payment, the rent is too high, or you had to borrow so much money from the bank and then your mortgage is high, then you will not be able to enjoy the place, plus it will not be very comfortable. So the money can be a factor to make you feel comfortable or make you feel happy. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions?
전 언니 질문 답 들으면서 특별히 질문은 없어요.
뭔 소리야. 질문하라니까. 네 답 들으면서는 왜 나와? 네 질문하라니까. 언니는 언니 질문하고 언니 질문하라니까.
집에 대해서 설명하는 걸 이렇게 생각이 전개되는 것만 보는 걸로도 좀 저한테 너무 새롭고 신기해서.
새롭고 신기해서 질문이 없어? 말도 안 돼. 새롭고 신기하면 질문이 얼마나 많은지 알아? Look at the little kids. Everything is new to them. Look at how many questions they have every time they see something. 새롭고 신기한데 어떻게 질문이 없니? 감탄하기도 바쁘다가 맞지, see? 제이다가 질문한 거 들으면서 네가 궁금했던 부분에 대한 부분도 그러니까 네가 생각했던 것도 거의 다 대답이 됐다. 그리고 아직은 새로운 것들고 보면서 신기하게 바빠서 질문까지 못하고 있다가 맞지. That's communication. 거기까지 설명해낼 수 있어요. communication. Everybody has a similar feelings. Humans are humans. One person is not too different from another person. I am unique. I know that. 나같이 아주 특이한 종류의 인간들을 제외하고 even so, I would say I feel everything other people feel. Probably 20% of what other people feel, I don't feel it. 아마 일반인들이 느낀 20%는 나는 갖지 않는 느낌인 것 같지만 80%는 공유할 것 같아요. Like, I have no fear. 나는 두려움이 없거든. And that's probably because I'm not afraid to die. 죽음을 두려워하지 않으면 두려움이 없어. And I don't really care. 그거를 접고 나면 I don't mind changes. 변화도 두렵지 않고 I don't mind trying out new things. I don't mind new environment. 그러니까 환경이 바뀌든 주변이 바뀌든 뭐가 바뀌든 전혀 거기에 대해서 크게 부담감이 없어. 거부감이 없지. I just adapt to it. It's more of is it necessary to me? Am I willing to take it? 그러니까 나한테 필요한 것인가? 내가 이걸 겪어낼 만한 가치가 있다고 판단하는가만 결정을 하지 어떻게라는 건 없어. 그냥 하는 거지. So 20% of what other people feel, like worrying about what other people think of you, 남이 나를 어떻게 생각하나 이런 것도 다 하나로 보면 같은 이야기거든. If I die tomorrow, who cares? How long are you going to remember me? You're going to hold grudges against somebody who's dead? 죽은 사람 놓고서는 그때 기집애가 나한테 이렇게 말했지. 죽을 때까지 살아있으니까 미워하는 거지 죽으면 안 미워해. So knowing that not I may be dead tomorrow. I don't really care what people think of me. 곧 죽는다 생각을 하면 남이 나를 어떻게 생각하는지도 별로 중요하지 않거든. To me, right now is most important. 그러니까 지금이 중요해 나는 가장. And oftentimes, and it's just interesting living in Korea for 10 years. It has changed me in that way. 한국에서 10년을 사니까 그 부분이 바뀌더라. 괜히 그 앞날 걱정하고 불안해하는 거 있죠. 지난날 후회하는 거예요. 쓸데없는 걸 배워갖고 와가지고 it took me a while to get over it. 한 1년 정도 또 다시 털어내는 작업을 했죠. And I think I back to my American mindset. 다시 미국식 정신 상태로 돌아온 것 같아. I don't care about tomorrow. I don't care about the past. Today is what's important. 이게 한국 사람들이 볼 때는 한심한, 우연이가 볼 때는 되게 한심한 인생이거든. 어떻게 앞날 걱정 안 하고 사냐. 어떻게 지난날에 대해서 생각하지 않고 사냐. Why is it important? It's what's gone is gone. And what hasn't come hasn't come. 지나간 건 지나간 거고 오지도 않은 일을 갖고 뭘 벌써부터. Today is what's important. 근데 today가 중요하려면 you have to know exactly what is that you want. 뭘 원하는지를 알아야 오늘이라는 게 의미가 생기지. Because this is what I want, today means something. 그러니까 what I want는 사실 미래에 있는 게 맞는데 미래를 두고 걱정하는 건 아니지. 그럼 내가 오늘 해야 되는 게 뭐냐만 보면 되지. So, because everybody feels pretty much the same thing, 다 비슷한 걸 느끼기 때문에 without getting into too much of the detail, people will know what the other person wants to say. 아주 자세하게 얘기를 하지 않더라도 서로 대강은 알아듣지. 그런데 because everybody's unique in their own way, 모두 다 개별성이 있기 때문에 you and I using different vocabulary. Men and women are different. Someone who grew up with a lot of siblings will be very different from someone who grew up as only child. Someone grew up with a single parent will be very different from grew up with the grandparents. Somebody grew up with a brother will be different from somebody who grew up with the sisters only. And all this, how they grew up, and then the people who grew up in the country will be different from grew up in the city. People who grew up in a very crowded place will be very different from quiet place. People whose parents have business, so since you're little, you go to the parents' business and they helping out after school. It's very different from somebody who just came home and mother's there cooking for you. It's just completely different personality. So saying the same language, understanding, the level of understanding or how you understand or how you process information is what you're used to. So that is very different, where the description, being descriptive is needed. 그 차이점 때문에 자세하게 설명하는 게 필요한 거고, considering that America is a multicultural country, multinational country, and the people came from all different backgrounds. It's not only the difference that I talked about, but came from completely different cultures, speaking completely different language. 이런 사람들이 모여서 사회를 형성하다 보니 they have to be descriptive, otherwise miscommunication or misunderstanding is more easily occurred. 언어 자체가 descriptive 해질 수밖에 없는 환경적 요소에 있는 나라고, 우리는 이제 한민족이라 그렇다니까. 뭐라고 해도 대강 알아들으니까. 근데 회사를 들어가면 다르다는 얘기지. 그냥 친구들끼리 기분 나쁘면 안 보고 막 삐져가지고 며칠은 뭐 어차피 난 대학비 내고 내가 학교 다니고 졸업하면 그만이, 그게 아니잖아. You have to work with the person. 팀워크가 필요해진다고 하게 되면 그 사람을 이해해야 되는데 그 사람을 이해하려면 it's not that easy. 내 생각만 갖고는 힘들잖아. 그러니까 only child, 그런 아이들에 대해서 사회적으로 좀 사회성에 대한 이야기가 나오는 부분. So for men, when they've been to military, 그 군대에 가가지고 어떤 그런 조직 생활을 경험하고 나온 애들이 아무래도 좀 더 사회성이 발달하겠지. 안 간 아이들보다. 공부를 하더라도 협력하는 일을, 프로젝트를 많이 한 전공자들하고 컴퓨터처럼 자기 혼자 앉아가고 뭔가 막 몰두하고 아티스트, 그런 애들이 독선적이라는 prejudice, stereotype 하는 opinion을 얻는 이유가 because they just do their thing. 나도 마찬가지거든. 번역가보다는 통역사들의 사회성이 좋을 수밖에 없어. Just think about it. 통역사는 사람들 만나야 되지. You always meet someone for the first time. 통역은 모르는 사람을 만나야 되거든. And then you have to connect immediately. Otherwise you won't be able to interpret. 그 사람을 아주 빠른 시간에 파악을 해서 그 사람이 말하는 패턴, 그 사람이 표현하는 방법을 캐치를 해줘야 효과적으로 통역을 해줄 수가 있지. 법정 통역은 있는 말 그대로 하니까 상관이 없지만 번역사는 나 혼자 하는 일 있잖아. I can pace it out as much as I want. I work more when I am in a physical condition, but when I feel tired, I don't feel like working, then I can take a few hours off. However, 번역사들보다는 통역사들이 사회성이 조금 더 튀어날 수밖에 없고, 근데 통역이나 번역사들이나 뭐 아티스트들이나 컴퓨터 하는 애들을 조직에다 집어넣고 팀 프로젝트를 시키면 반드시 튀거든요, 애들은. Because they're not used to it. 자기 시간이 있는 애들이고 자기 컨디션에 따라서 계속 일을 하는 애들, 퍼포먼스가 달라지는 애들이기 때문에 8 hours a day doing the same thing, they will not perform as well. 또 그런 거 하면 또 규칙적으로 그렇게 맞춰서 이때부터 이때까지 뭐 하고 이때부터 이때까지 뭐 하고 이런 거에 더 잘하는 아이들이 있고, 그런 사람들을 보니까 회사에서는 커뮤니케이션이 중요하지. 쟤는 왜 저래 갖고 안 된다니까. I survived for 10 years because I was in teaching business. 그러니까 폴하고는 안 맞았잖아. 안 된다니까 이게. 나도 그 이해력이 부족한 상태였기 때문에 쟤는 왜 저래잖아, 폴은. 학생들이랑은 쟤는 왜 저래 해봤자 내가 선생님이니까 네가 나한테 맞춰야지 어쩔 거야. 싫으면 네가 나가는 거지. 근데 강사들이랑은 하나도 못 어울렸잖아. I think out of like 20, 30 teachers, 학원 that I worked at 뭐 이군이든 플랜티든 강사들은 몇십 명씩 되지만 친한 사람은 두세 명? 나머지는 다 나를 싫어하거나 내가 걔를 싫어하거나 대부분 나를 싫어하지. Because I don't care about them. 내가 그들에게 관심이 없고 말을 막 하기 때문에 다 나를 싫어하지. 피하지. 잘못 걸리면 배려해서 그래도 이렇게 얘기해줘. 그런 게 전혀 없으니까. 주말 특강 같은 거를 꼭 해야 되냐? 안 하시면 되잖아요. 근데 뭐 주말 특강하는 거 갖고 어쩌고 의견 내면 안 하신다면 의견을 왜 내세요? 하는 사람들만 얘기하면 되는 거 아닌가? 쳐버리거든. 그런 거 되게 싫은 거지. 아니 뭐 내가 알아들어도 의견 아니 네가 하지 않을 거면서 의견을 왜 내? 하는 사람 피곤하게 해보지도 않은 사람이. 이런 얘기를 대놓고 안 하지. 난 하거든. 그러니까 나랑 말 잘 안 섞지. 피해보니까. 그리고 난 이런 말을 원장 앞에서 하거든. 더더욱 나랑은 말을 안 섞지. 손해보니까. 교무회의 하면서 뭐 강사들 어쩌고 저쩌고 10,000원씩 걷어서 이렇게 하면 되지 않아요? 그럼 벌써 인상들 받더라고. 아니 강사들 중에 10,000원 못 내는 사람 있어요? 내가 대드릴게요. 더 기분 나빠 막. 좋겠도 해. 원장님이 쏘시죠. 다 거쳐봐야 30만 원인데 학원에서 대줘도 되잖아요. 그런 거는. 그래서 그런 면을 좋아하는 선생님이 있고 내가 그 원장한테도 대놓고 말을 하니까 원장님도 좋아하고 뭐 그럴까요? 제가 낼까요? 이게 되거든 나랑은. 대부분 사람들은 10,000원씩 내자는 조용히 있다고 뒤에 가고 아씨 뭐 이렇게 10,000원 내고 저렇게 10,000원 내고 뭐 코딱지만 월급에 다 떼간다는 둥 뭐 학원에서 그까지 30만 원 되면 됐지 뭐 어쩌고 저쩌고 그럼 그러거든. 뭐 앞에서 얘기하지 왜 나와서 얘기하냐고. 제가 가서 말씀드릴까요? So, 나는 프로젝트형 인간이지 팀 플레이어는 아니야. I know myself. 팀 플레이어로 가는 일을 자체를 하지를 않고 I know I won't enjoy it and I know people won't like it. 리더로 들어가면 밑에 사람 피곤하고 밑으로 들어가면 윗사람 피곤하고 어디 갔다 놔도 피곤한 사람이지 나는. 밑에 가면 자꾸 의견을 내니까 윗사람 피곤하고 위에서 하면 자꾸 시키니까 아랫사람 피곤하고 혼자 있어 내 혼자. 조직이 안 맞는 사람 프리랜서로 영원히. Being descriptive is I like this kind of practice because you don't have to change yourself, but it does bring you to a different level of understanding of the other people. 분명히 남을 이해하는 또 다른 단계로 바꿔주기는 해. If you always wrapped up on your own thoughts and keep on the reason why you're talking about the same thing over and over and over for so many years since you haven't spoken English. 영어를 배운 수년간의 시간 동안 같은 말만 계속 해온 이유 중에 하나는 because you haven't been able to get out of your own thoughts. 내 말에서 바뀌지 못하니까. So with the experiences of talking with other people, you probably heard some expressions and you may repeat that. 내가 영어로 말해본 경험이 있으면 그 사람이 말한 것을 기억을 했다. 그 말은 따라할 수 있겠지만 if it's not your philosophy, it will not be applied in other situations. 다른 상황으로 응용이 안 되고 or you read books or you watch YouTube or you watch TED and all those things, but you feel it's not talking to you. 거기서 내가 관객으로 성중으로 얘기를 들으면서 내 생각을 하지 않는 한 영어 공부한다는 건 되게 수동적인 거잖아. 이렇게 해서 이 얘기를 한 거구나. 끝. You don't think about it. 저렇게 말하면 이러는 사람들은 기분이 나쁘잖아. 저렇게 말하는 건 이 사람이 이쪽에 대한 생각을 하지 않아서 그래. 라는 critical thinking 전혀 없이 대 뒤에 있다는 얘기니까 저 사람은 저렇게 생각한다고 이해하고 끝. 그럼 듣고 넘어가는 거잖아. It's like overheard the conversation on the bus. You will repeat that to somebody. 오늘 버스 타고 오는데 중학생 여자들 둘이 앉아 이런 얘기를 하더라는 their conversation triggers your thoughts. 얘기를 들으면서 내가 무슨 생각을 했기 때문에 기억을 나는 거거든. Other things you just heard, you don't even remember by the time you get off the bus. 버스 내리면 뒷사람 계속 떠들었는데 시끄럽다로 기억이 나지 내용 전혀 기억 안 나거든. Same thing with the news. 뉴스를 보더라도 15분을 틀어주더라도 you don't remember 박근혜 did because you don't care. 박근혜가 뭐 했든지 신경 어디 갔대더라. 그치? 뭐 어디 가갖고 뭐 이상한 그림만 기억나. 사람들 모인 거 있던데 어딘지 모르겠고. 뭐 유학생이 뭐 어떻게 해가지고 뭐 부모를 어떻게 했대더라 그러면서 들으면서 그래서 뭐 조기 유학이 문제다 영어 교육에 내가 관심이 있으니까 뭐 안 그래도 뭐 수업 시간에 미디어에 대해서 아이들 키우는 문제 얘기했었는데 라는 생각이 트리거된 뉴스는 기억이 난다는 거지. So anything that you listen to. So you can study on your own without living in like a country, but it's easier in the same context. 그러니까 혼자 공부를 할 수도 있어. 요즘 같은 정보화 시대에서는. But you have to be subjective. The person's talking to you. It's written to you. 글을 읽을 때 나한테 쓴 글이다. 얘기를 들을 때 나한테 하는 말이다. 라고 듣기가 쉽지가 않거든. You have to know the person. You have to relate. You have to connect. 아무래도 관계 설정이 된 사람의 말을 내가 직접적으로 듣기가 더 쉽기 때문에 영어권 국가에서 실제로 그 해당 언어로 얘기를 해본 경험이 있는 말들을 내가 잘할 수밖에 없는 거지. So you have to think of it as it's you. 내가 저 말을 할 거다라는 생각으로 들어줘야 돼. 그러니까 memorize 할 때도 그랬잖아. 어저께 그 방에서 설명한 거. 관심이 있어야 된다니까. 관심 없는 말은 들어도 기억이 안 나면 I memorize it. 그러니까 우리가 역사나 세계사 이런 거 학교를 다 100점 맞았는데 지금 하나도 기억 못하잖아. 끼키하게 기억나는 거 뭐 상평통보 뭐 이런 거. 보부상 이런 단어만 기억나지. 뭐가 어쨌네 하나도 기억 안 나잖아. Because it's not personal, you don't care. 근데 이제 그 관심을 갖고 이렇게 본 것들은 기억이 나거든. Some stories that your grandma told you, what it was like during the Korean War, what your parents told you, what it was like during the 박정희 regime. 부모님이 겪은 얘기하면서 우리 엄마가 젊었을 땐 이러이러했대. 감정적으로 동요를 하면 공감을 하면서 들은 얘기들이기 때문에 더 기억에 남지. Okay, so to wrap up, we can do this. It takes about an hour, so we can do it if you do homework. 오늘처럼 하게 되면 한두 번 특강식으로 가는 거고 if you do your homework 숙제를 해서 올리면 그거 가지고 좀 잘못된 부분 잡아줄 수는 있고 but again the practice has to come from your end. 연습은 각자 하는 수밖에 없거든. Everybody thinks differently, everybody feels differently, everybody process information differently, everybody came from different background. So my answer will not necessarily your answer, but if you learn how I process information or like basically from this frame, what the keywords and what words to look up when you look up words and how to branch out your thoughts, what are general ideas, what are specific ideas, what are the ideas only limited to you, and knowing that you just have to learn how to organize it. 그러니까 상당히 여러 가지 이야기가 들어가는 거지. 키워드를 뭐로 잡을 것이냐, 어떻게 볼 것이냐, 그 다음에 문장 열어가는 거, 그 다음에 이제 문법적인 거, 표현하는 거, 뭐 여러 가지가 다시 또 거기에 적용이 되지. Okay, let's go offline. 오늘 라이브 꺼주고.